Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The NFL is about to witness something that hasn't happened in nearly 2 decades, and it's not about playoff implications, Super Bowl dreams, or some record-breaking stat line. It's about something far simpler, but strangely magical: 2 left-handed quarterbacks starting against each other in the same game. That's right. The Miami Dolphins' Tua Tagovailoa is set to face off against the Cleveland Browns' rookie DILLON Gabriel, marking the first time in 19 years that 2 lefties will go head-to-head under center in an NFL matchup. You heard that right, 19 years. The last time it happened, the world was a different place. Michael Vick was still electrifying crowds with the Atlanta Falcons, MySpace was the dominant social platform, and Chris Sims was the young gun for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game, way back on September 17, 2006, ended with Vic's Falcons beating Sims' Bucs 14-3. And since then, nothing. Not a single lefty versus lefty QB duel. The league, flooded with right-handed throwers, almost seemed to forget what a left-handed spiral looked like. But now, in Week 7 of the 2025 NFL season, the streak finally ends. Now, sure, on paper this isn't exactly a marquee matchup. The Dolphins are 1-5. The Browns? Also 1-5. Neither of these teams is screaming Super Bowl contender right now. But sometimes, football isn't about the records. Sometimes, it's about the stories. It's about those weird, rare, almost mystical moments that remind you why this game captures people's hearts. And this, the first lefty quarterback duel in nearly 20 years, is one of those moments. Both teams come into Week 7 desperate for a win, desperate to keep their seasons alive, but also carrying the weight of something more historic. Because for the first time in almost 2 decades, 2 southpaws will command their huddles, look downfield, and launch passes that spin in the opposite direction of what defenders are used to seeing. And you better believe that throws some people off. Receivers, corners, even cameramen sometimes need a second to adjust when that ball comes out of a lefty's hand. For Tua Tagovailoa, this is another quirky milestone in what's already been a career full of them. He's no stranger to being the rare lefty in a league dominated by right-handed quarterbacks. Since his days at Alabama, Tua's throwing motion, his quick release, and his pinpoint accuracy have made him stand out, and not just because of which hand he throws with. But it's always been part of his identity. He's the modern face of left-handed quarterbacking, carrying a legacy that traces back to names like Steve Young, Ken Stabler, Boomer Esiason, and, of course, Michael Vick. For years now, he's been the lone southpaw starter in the NFL, a reminder that sometimes, the most unique players don't fit the mold. But now, for the first time since he entered the league, Tua won't be the only one throwing darts from the left side. Across the field stands DILLON Gabriel, a rookie, a spark plug, a player who's been quietly carving out his own path. Coming out of Oklahoma, Gabriel was known for his poise, quick decision-making, and that same unmistakable left-handed motion. He's not as tall or as flashy as some other young quarterbacks, but he's got that fighter's edge, that chip on his shoulder that makes him dangerous. And in Cleveland, where the Browns have been starving for stability at the quarterback position for what feels like forever, Gabriel represents a new beginning. He's been thrown into the fire early, trying to make plays behind a banged-up offensive line, learning what it really means to lead an NFL offense. And now, in just his 7th professional game, he finds himself part of history, going toe-to-toe with one of the only other lefties in the entire league. Think about how rare that is for a second. Out of 32 NFL teams, there are currently only 3 left-handed quarterbacks in the entire league: Tua Tagovailoa, DILLON Gabriel, and Michael Penix Jr. That's it. 3. That's less than 10% of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, by a long shot. The game has evolved, the talent pool has grown, but for some reason, lefties have almost vanished from the quarterback landscape. Maybe it's because offensive schemes are so heavily designed for right-handed players. Maybe it's because lefty QBs are harder to find, or maybe it's just one of those strange quirks of football history. Whatever the reason, this Week 7 matchup feels special because of that rarity. It's not just Dolphins versus Browns. It's not just 2 teams trying to avoid falling to 1-6. It's an event, a piece of trivia that'll echo through NFL broadcasts for years to come. And it's not lost on the players, either. Tua knows what this means. He's spoken in the past about representing that lefty fraternity, how being a left-handed quarterback has become something of a badge of honor for him. For Gabriel, stepping into that world is both an honor and a challenge. Facing Tua, one of the most accurate passers in the league when he's on, is no small task. Miami's offense, led by head coach Mike McDaniel, is built on timing, motion, and precision. It's a scheme designed to take advantage of Tua's strengths, with weapons like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle turning short passes into explosive plays. But when you're 1-5, every game feels like a must-win, and that pressure can either forge you or break you. Meanwhile, the Browns' situation is just as tense. Cleveland's defense, typically its strength, has struggled to keep opponents off the scoreboard. Myles Garrett remains a force off the edge, but the team's offense has sputtered. Injuries, turnovers, and inconsistency have plagued them all season long. Dillon Gabriel steps into that chaos, trying to bring some light to a fan base that's seen more quarterback changes in the past decade than most franchises see in their entire history. And maybe, just maybe, this Week 7 duel gives the Browns a glimmer of something different, not just another loss, but a statement that the future might finally be taking shape. And here's the fun twist. This isn't the only lefty showdown we'll see this year. In fact, Tua Tagovailoa is about to make even more NFL history. Just 1 week later, in Week 8, he'll face off against the Atlanta Falcons and their rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr., making it 2 lefty duels in back-to-back weeks, something the league has never seen before. Think about that for a second. For nearly 20 years, not a single lefty versus lefty matchup. Then suddenly, 2 in a row. It's almost poetic. Football history has a funny way of circling back on itself when you least expect it. After that, though, who knows when we'll see another one. Once the Dolphins finish their back-to-back southpaw duels, the schedule doesn't bring any more left-handed QB battles for the rest of the season. And given how rare left-handed quarterbacks are in general, it could easily be years before it happens again. That's what makes this moment so fun. It's not just about Tua and Dillon Gabriel. It's about celebrating the oddities that make football such a rich, unpredictable spectacle. This game, for all its imperfections, will carry a strange kind of charm. You'll see defenders adjusting their angles because the rollout goes the wrong way. You'll see receivers flipping their bodies differently to catch the ball that spins. Counterclockwise, you'll see fans on social media talking about how weird, but cool, it looks to have 2 left-handed quarterbacks on the same field. It's the kind of matchup that makes NFL history feel alive again, not because of a championship, but because of a shared moment that feels like a wink from the football gods. And sure, when the dust settles, maybe this game won't decide anything monumental. Maybe both teams will still be far from playoff contention. But for one Sunday in October, something truly unique will happen. 2 young men, both gifted with rare arms that spin the ball backward through the air, will take the field not just to compete, but to represent an entire generation of players who throw differently, who see the game from the other side of the mirror. And as the cameras roll and the fans in Cleveland rise from their seats, and Tua Tagovailoa and Dillon Gabriel take their respective snaps, history will quietly, beautifully, repeat itself for the first time in 19 years. So whether you're a Dolphins fan, a Browns supporter, or just a lover of the sport, Week 7 will give you something you didn't know you missed. A reminder that football's beauty lies in its quirks, in its outliers, in the small moments that break from the norm. Lefty versus lefty. Tagovailoa versus Gabriel. Miami versus Cleveland. It's not about perfection. It's about rarity. It's about the game itself giving us a little piece of nostalgia, a flicker of surprise, a sense that history can still sneak up on you on a random Sunday afternoon. And as the ball leaves those 2 left-handed hands and arcs through the air, spinning the opposite way, defying the ordinary, the NFL, for just a moment, will feel perfectly, wonderfully unbalanced again. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Hold on to your seats, folks, because what just dropped is nothing short of explosive. The Miami Dolphins, yes, the Dolphins, have officially announced Dillon Gabriel as their latest quarterback acquisition, and the whispers around the league suggest this is a move that could shake the very foundations of the NFL. Dillon Gabriel, the left-handed dynamo who has been turning heads with his arm strength, field vision, and uncanny ability to escape pressure, is officially stepping into the Dolphins' huddle, and if the rumblings are to be believed, Miami just might have unearthed their next superstar signal caller. The news hit like a thunderclap this morning, sending fans into a frenzy on social media, and the comment sections are overflowing with excitement, speculation, and, naturally, a healthy dose of skepticism. But make no mistake, this isn't just another routine roster move. This is a statement. Miami is signaling loudly that they are not here to play it safe. They are here to contend, to ignite a fire under their offense, and to bring a level of unpredictability that few defenses will be prepared for. Now, Dillon Gabriel's path to this moment has been anything but conventional. Coming out of college with a reputation for precision passing, quick decision-making, and a knack for reading defenses before most players even blink, he has been quietly building a resume that screams NFL readiness. Some analysts will tell you he's still raw, that there are plays to clean up and consistency to polish. But here's the thing. Raw talent at the quarterback position, especially left-handed talent, is a commodity that teams fight tooth and nail to acquire. And Miami, it seems, has secured not just a quarterback, but a potential game-changer. Rumors are swirling that the Dolphins coaching staff has been tracking Gabriel for months, attending private workouts, analyzing his film over and over, and projecting his fit within Miami's offensive schemes. The consensus? He's more than just a fit. He's a potential spark plug for an offense that has been searching for a jolt of energy and unpredictability for years. Fans across the nation are already imagining the possibilities. Picture this: Gabriel dropping back under center, the pocket collapsing, and yet somehow threading the needle to his receivers with pinpoint accuracy, all while his left-handed throws seem to curve through the air in ways defenders simply can't anticipate. Social media is buzzing with comparisons to some of the league's most exciting left-handed quarterbacks, and while it might be early to draw definitive parallels, there's no denying that Gabriel's skill set invites excitement. The Dolphins, for their part, are reportedly thrilled, hinting at an offensive overhaul designed to capitalize on his arm strength, mobility, and playmaking instincts. Insiders are murmuring about innovative formations, quicker reads, and a system that emphasizes creativity, all tailored around Gabriel's strengths. If the rumors hold water, we might be looking at a Miami offense that isn't just good, it could be electrifying. Of course, not everyone is sold just yet. Critics argue that Gabriel is stepping into a high-pressure environment, one where expectations are sky-high and the margin for error is minimal. The Dolphins have been yearning for stability at quarterback for years, and while Gabriel's arrival is generating buzz, some pundits caution that adapting to the NFL's speed and complexity is no small feat. But here's the counterpoint that has been floating around the rumor mill. The Dolphins didn't just sign him for depth or as a backup plan. Sources suggest that they have a clear vision for Gabriel, one that involves giving him the keys to the offense sooner rather than later. The whispers hint at a strategic grooming period, yes, but also a plan that could see him taking the field in critical situations, proving that Miami is betting big on this young left-handed talent. Off the field, Gabriel is reportedly already making waves in Miami. Word is he's embraced the city, the team culture, and has been putting in relentless hours with the coaching staff. Rumors have it he's been studying the playbook day and night, running extra drills, and even working closely with veteran players to acclimate to the nuances of professional football. Some say his work ethic is what sets him apart, that he's the type of player who not only wants to succeed, but refuses to settle for anything less than excellence. And in a league where mental preparation is as critical as physical ability, that kind of drive can make the difference between a promising rookie and a franchise-altering quarterback. The Dolphins, if the chatter is accurate, are not just banking on Gabriel's arm. They are investing in his mindset, his leadership potential, and the kind of intangible qualities that transform a roster into a contender. Rumors about the team's internal dynamics have also been gaining traction. Insiders claim that there's a renewed sense of optimism in the locker room, a buzz that hasn't been felt in Miami for some time. Veteran players are reportedly rallying around Gabriel, while younger talent seems invigorated by the prospect of a quarterback who brings a fresh energy and a fearless approach. Analysts are speculating that this could be the start of a new chapter in Dolphins history, one where the offense is fast, aggressive, and impossible to predict. And if Gabriel lives up to even a fraction of the hype, this team could be on a trajectory toward contention that catches the entire league off guard. Some whispers even suggest that Miami's front office views this as a long-term play, a chance to develop a franchise quarterback who can be the face of the team for years to come. As for the fans, the reaction has been a whirlwind. Social media timelines are flooded with highlight reels, GIFs, and clips from Gabriel's college days, each one dissected with fervor and excitement. Comment threads are ablaze with speculation about how he'll mesh with Miami's receiving core, how his left-handed throws might create mismatches, and whether he can thrive under the bright lights of one of the NFL's most scrutinized markets. The buzz is palpable, and the collective anticipation is only intensifying as the team prepares for the upcoming season. Rumor has it that ticket sales and merchandise pre-orders have already spiked since the announcement, and insiders suggest that the Dolphins' marketing team is quietly thrilled by the organic surge of fan engagement. It seems Gabriel's name alone has reignited a sense of hope and anticipation that had been missing in Miami for some time. Of course, the biggest question on everyone's mind is simple. Can Dillon Gabriel deliver on this hype? The truth is, no one knows for sure yet. The whispers, however, are powerful. They speak of a quarterback with a rocket arm, a quick mind, and the resilience to thrive under pressure. They hint at a team that has orchestrated a move designed to shock opponents and energize fans. And they suggest that Miami, long considered a team in transition, might finally have found a cornerstone piece capable of elevating them into serious playoff contention. Every rumor, every whisper, and every speculative analysis points to one undeniable truth. Dillon Gabriel's arrival in Miami is not just news. It's the beginning of a narrative that promises to captivate the NFL world. The season ahead may very well redefine what it means to be a Dolphin, and if the murmurs are correct, Dillon Gabriel could be the spark that lights the fire. Buckle up, because this story is only just beginning, and if the buzz proves accurate, the Miami Dolphins and their fans are in for one wild, exhilarating ride. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.